Blueberry pie. Mmm. I found this at a local pharmacy that sells toys too. It spins. And you can push down on these things. And you push down. And then you can squeeze it and it pops them back up. It has so much air in there. You want to play with it? Do you? Yeah? For a fidgeter such as myself, it's really a really cool thing. It's like a tiny pineapple or something. And then you can spin it if you want. Yeah, I'm a mess. Some days I wake up looking like Boris Johnson. Is that ever a fright in the mirror? It's not, as if it's not bad enough. It's almost 10:30 in the morning, and I'm basically just got up because I've been not feeling the best. Still. And I started crying, which is never good when you have a cold or stuffy nose because it just makes it worse. I didn't know Brian was home today. Brian knocked on the door and he came over and we had a good talk. He has a good way about him to bring things into perspective without hurting your feelings, you know, that kind of thing. My brother, on the other hand, he's very bluntly honest, which I'm glad. But he's not necessarily, doesn't necessarily put it in the nicest way. He just tells you, which is okay, but, you know, it kind of hurts that he didn't sugarcoat it just a teeny weeny bit to slide into the bad news, whatever. I'm sure we all have those in our families or lives that tell it like it is. And if they can be nice about it to tell it like it is, it's easier to accept. So we just talked about a little bit about life, a little bit about things that I've been doing, what I want to do. He said, you're older, you don't heal as fast. The baby's still sick. He and Ashley both got it, but they were better within like 2 or 3 days. The baby, of course, is, you know, and he and I are, I'm trying not to pass things back and forth, you know. I mean, it's nice to share, but germs? No. It's a good thing I've been kind of a germophobic most of my life. You know, I bring the groceries home and I wipe them off before I put them in the cupboard or the refrigerator because I don't want them contaminating other things. As if the germs are going to jump off and run off and get into other things. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Brian and I were talking about brain power and positive feelings and how we can get rid of a lot of illnesses faster if we set our minds to it, basically. It's not all in your head, but what is in your head can help or hinder your issues in life. Kitty Cat's in the mood for playing. I had straightened up here the other day, taken everything to the laundromat that I could take, washed it in hot, dried it in hot, sprayed everything down with disinfectant, wiped things down, had several meals prepared, you know, chicken soup, what people call Jewish penicillin, and I don't mean anything by that, but that is also a term that people use for chicken soup, at least in the Midwest. And it really, there is something to it. There really is something to properly made chicken soup. Got to have a little this in there, a little that in there. Some people say you have to have garlic in there. You don't have to, but if you don't mind it, it will help. Garlic is something that does help with colds, not just to keep other people away from your bad breath, but I mean, it has properties in garlic that will help. And just remembered, I have a couple pieces of, well, they're from the store, frozen garlic bread. I have a couple pieces left in the freezer, and they're real garlicky. Maybe I should have them for mid-morning snack. I'm having a piece of blueberry pie, and I'm mumbling. I don't like to mumble. I like to be well-spoken, if possible. I mean, for God's sakes, you have a language. Use it. Use it correctly. Use it to the best of your ability. Be proud of it. Use the big words. Use the $5 words, you know. I use the $5 words with Spencer. So he's not only going to know the word yes, he will know that affirmative means yes. I know. Nerd. Nerd alert. Kitty Cat's still in the I want to tear everything apart and run and catch the little red dot. I have this battery-operated thing that sits in the corner and it shoots a little laser out here and there and he chases it. Oh, I love that thing. $22. I got it through Chewy.com. It is the nicest thing because the little handheld jobber that I have doesn't always work. It cuts out or something, and then he wants to play, and then he gets mad at me because he thinks it's up to me, and no, the little thing cutting out. And it has random patterns, and you can aim it, sort of, either high or low, and it goes for 15 minutes, and then it shuts off to save battery, and he just loves that thing. He loves it. He's coming out here. What do you want, food? He's been dragging everything around. I had this place cleaned up, and I had things neatly put, and a lot of things put away, and last night he just went nuts. And things are on the floor. My paperwork that I was going to do some calls on and all that, gone. Brian and I were talking, and he keeps saying this. He says, I saw those horses that you were making. And I said, oh, you did? And he goes, yeah. He says, why don't you do something like that and sell it on Etsy? He says, they couldn't have taken too long. Well, the horses did take longer. But in the scheme of things, it's not that long. But they did take a little while. Because I wanted them to look a certain way. He says, a lot of people make things and sell them on Etsy, or they personalize things. He said, do you know the witch's shoes, or something? I don't know, something is popular now. And I said, no. He goes, well, if you can make that in different sizes, that would sell. And I'm like, I don't even know what he's talking about, but okay. For his friend's mom, back in Missouri, she loves snowmen. And everything was snowmen in the summer. I mean, yeah, in the winter. So I have a bunch of these wooden things. And I'm going to paint a picture on there. And anyone that's old enough knows who Ethel Merman is. Ethel Merman was a lady, an actress, singer, mostly singer. She had a big voice for a smaller, compact lady. She had a big voice. And she'd sing like, there's no business like show business, like no business I know. You know, and she had a certain hairstyle. Well, I'm going to make a snow lady singing there's no business like snow business that looks like Ethel Merman. And it's going to be with snow and kids running around in sleds and houses and winter sky, blah, blah, blah. A snow scene, basically, with this snow woman that looks like Ethel Merman singing no business like snow business. Or no people like snow people, because snow people are snowmen, right? So that's what I'm going to make for Jane. I think she'll like it. And something like that, if it goes well, I can make a bunch of those. And I do have other people's addresses. I called my brother David just to say hi, and he won't even answer the phone. He's supposed to send Brian's beer steins. Brian had 2 beautiful beer steins from Munich, when he was an exchange student over there, and they went to Hanover World's Fair, and they went to Castle Neuschwanstein, and he bought these 2 beautiful big glass beer mugs from Hofbrauhaus, I think, and they were left behind at the house. I didn't know he wanted them, and when my brother had gone through the house before it was sold, he got them, and he's supposed to send them to Brian, and it's been like 2 years now of him supposed to be sending them to Brian. Brian said, I'm going to get a ticket, airplane ticket, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to get those steins. I said, Brian, I will send them, but he hasn't done it yet. I mean, it's going to cost a little bit. They're heavy. Maybe Brian should go down there and then put them in his carry-on suitcase and bring them back. He'd get to see Georgia. Georgia. Oh, Georgia's got an interesting political race going on. Marjorie Taylor Greene. What a character. She's in District 14, which is real close to where David lives, but is not. But most of the people in Georgia think the way this woman spouts off. And she's doing it. I don't know if she really believes this stuff or not, but she wants to vote so bad. And people in office that have these high offices, as in any country really, they have perks, they have good meals, they have limousines, they have bodyguards, they have whatever, you know. And that's what this woman wants. She wants a good life. She wants the good life, you know, without having to do too much except yabba, yabba, yabba. And she can do that just fine. She was against school system votes and stuff. Oh, she's just a horrid, wretched little witch. She is. I don't think she believes what she's saying, but she's going to say it to get what she wants. And I think a lot of politicians do that. And for the honest ones out there, I feel terrible for, because they are having a bad name from these few that are jerks. It's like anything, you know. And then Michael Jackson sings, one bad apple don't ruin the whole bunch, gal. And it's true. Just because one person in a hoodie does something, they're going to ban all hoodies from the stores? No. I'm straying, aren't I? Yes, I am, and I do that very well. Yeah, mental health issues need to be addressed more in this country. And then listening to British programs I've been listening to a lot, Mock the Week and things, and they make fun of America with Americans having their guns. And I sat and thought about it, and yeah, guns are a big issue in this country. Everybody's got a gun to protect themselves and all that stuff. Personally, I'd rather have a crossbow. You gotta give the other person just a little bit of a chance to get away. But if they have a gun, what can I say? I don't like guns, and they're loud, but I have shot a gun, a handgun. Well, Czechoslovakian-made gun. My ex had one. 38, I don't know what it was. I don't know those numbers and things. But it was nice. And didn't have much of a recoil, kickback. And I hit the target every time. One time I got one circle away from the bullseye. And I was chuffed about that. And my ex at that time, he hit the target on the very edge one time. And I hit the target every time. And that was the last time I was ever allowed to look at any guns. So, I'm straying. Let me turn this off for a second and get back on task, okay? Kitty cat interlude. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. I kind of remember. I spend a lot of time sleeping and staying in bed as much as I can when I'm not having to watch a baby. And I douse myself with cold medicine and neti pot and everything else. And then I have these uneasy dreams. They're really not nightmares. They're not horribly frightening or anything. They're just very uncomfortable dreams. Dreams that things are not the way you hope they'd be, for sure. One, I was in some Asian community, like China or something, and people were wall-to-wall people. And they had weird things for you to eat, like worms and fish worms, and like a fish that had gone bad and had little worms in it. They were a delicacy or something. And I was like, ew, get me out of here. And then another dream, this little boy and I, it wasn't Spencer. This little boy's name was Clint, C-L-I-N-T. And we were on a roller coaster on the top of some building. And that ride was over and he wanted to go again, so he wanted to go with his dad. And I know that I had left my purse and my wallet and keys and everything in the car, and my phone in the car. I wasn't driving, but I left the stuff in the car because I didn't think I'd need it. Well, the kid wanted to go with his dad, and his dad looked like, what's his name? The dad looked like Nick Offerman, who played Ron Swanson on Parks and Rec. I had a brother-in-law that looked like that, too, and he was into woodworking and hunting and stuff, too. I mean, it just was such a perfect character. Anyway, the kid's dad looked like that. So the kid wanted to go on this ride again, and he wanted to take the dad on the ride. And in this building, it was like a bank building that had a revolving door where you go in, and I'm trying to follow him because I can't get back in the car or anything because my stuff's in the car and I don't have the phone. Oh, Cat's crazy. So he forcefully forces his way through the revolving door, which has it going about 80 miles an hour. I waited till it slowed down to go in, and then I'm trying to I was trying to do that. I'm trying to catch up with them, looking for an elevator to go to the top of the building to wait for them to get off the roller coaster. And I found a stairwell. So I started going up the stairs, and then there was an escalator. And then the next set of stairs was weird. I tried drawing a picture, and it's just weird. Okay, here goes. The stairs were carpeted. It was like a big plank of wood carpeted. And they all were hanging, dangling down, hanging. And that's what it looks like from the side view. They're dangling, they're just hanging there. It takes up less space. And somehow when you step on them, they unfold. But if you don't step on them right, they stay like this. And then I got to about the top. And it folded up. And I'm hanging on this. I can't get up because I'm old and feeble and tired and, you know me. And the door to the floor was open, so you could see people walking by. And there was someone that worked there, and I'm trying to get her attention. I'm like, help! Help! And a man and his wife stuck their head around like, oh, we'll help you. And the wife bent over to help me, and she fell. And she's like 2 or 3 stairs down from me, hanging onto these weird steps. And more people come in to look. And I woke up. I'm thinking, I mean, it was interesting, but gadzooks. What? Why can't I just have a nice dream where I have a sandwich, cup of tea, talk to somebody, or smell the lovely flowers and watch a bunny rabbit hop around? I mean, why can't I have nice dreams like that? Why do they all have to be so friggin' weird? The kitty cat is so full of energy. Isn't he? Are you full of energy, sir? Anyway, I did remember, basically, this was just going to be a filler vlog. and I filled it full of crap, that's for sure. I'm going to be a filler vlog talking about tomorrow being Whoop Whoop Wednesday, and I have to find some jokes because the ones I had lined up, they're all gone. So I have to find some. Do you all like dirty jokes? Do you like innuendos? Do you like wordplay? What kind of jokes do you guys like? I like the kind that have a surprise ending or shock you, thinking that this little old lady's not going to say that word, is she? And she does. No, I like those kind. And there's quite a few blue comedians that I have drawn jokes from. Buddy Hackett and oh, what's his name? The guy in England. He's long gone. Bernard Manning. He had some really nasty ones. A lot of jokes are incorrect politically. Ethnic or subject matter or this or that or the other thing. And comedy is not pretty, as Steve Martin put it. Comedy is crap that people laugh at because they understand it. They know where they've been there. Or they have felt that way. So I'm going to look for some goodies. Maybe some mild ones and some racy ones. And try to find a good one for tomorrow. We all need a really good one for tomorrow, don't we? I know, I need a really good one. Why can't I dream of that? Upward and onward.